Busy night, but there's always room for another.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream here. I have been doing pretty decently with my arena runs. Now, nothing too spectacular, but I believe I've gone 6-3 every time, 5-3 once, 7-3 once. On stream, I've only gone 6-3, but I believe it evens out that I've got an average win record of 6-3. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I was wondering what that sound was. Eternal is also making noise in the background. Sorry about that. So, I would like to do some more arenas because I was looking at the win records for the top 100 arena players. They're at about the same thing. They're a little over 6 wins. They're at about like 6.7 to 7.8, I think, at around that range, which is going to be a little bit of a climb still. But I think I can get there. And like I said, I'm not paying super close attention to it all, but in terms of what my own win rate is, but I think I can make a reasonable push for it. Earthen Scales was reasonable. You do get a lot of taunt in Druid to begin with, so just like a life gain card that can actually impact the board in some way is kind of cool. I'm just going to go for Defender of Argus, though. It's like the safer card. Enchanted Raven. It's an interesting one I haven't thought too much of. I'm just going to go with the guaranteed value that is Harvest Golem. Emerald Hive Queen, kind of cool because it kind of has to be answered regardless. Swap stats with a friendly minion. So you pretty much get to have a 3/6 haste and then you exhaust one of your other creatures. I'm going to try out the Hive Queen, see how that works. It could be awkward, but you do get to control the beginning of the game. So that aspect seems reasonable. I guess I'll take a 2-mana 2/3 with slight upside. Though also slight downside in that a lot of 2-mana 2/3s are beasts. Like this is a beast. It's a mech, obviously. Validated Doomsayer. I guess I'll take a 3-mana 3/3. Right, it also makes your opponent's minions lose Divine Shield, so it's a techie, like, hate card potentially too. I'm just going to go for a big monster here. Bog Creeper. Removal spell. Spawn him is off. I think Feral Rage is probably the best. Probably just all the rage. So I'll take that. Gastropod's actually been pretty decent. It doesn't die to any hero powers straight up, other than, like, you know, Shadow Form or Caldera Drake. Caldera Drake's not legal in draft anymore, obviously. And I don't think Make Your Hero Power Better is even better, or legal in draft. So it's going to trade for something at the very least. Take a Psychotron. I don't think you want Naturalize ever still. I could see there being a meta where you want a whatever card I was just talking about, Naturalize. 5 mana 8/8's pretty good. So like a 5 mana 8/8, and then let's say it says that you lose 9 life. There's just a lot of times where that's not going to get there. I'm going to take Gluttonous Ooze. There's enough weapons running around that I think that might be good. Taunter, Beast Draw a card. I do have the one card that can make my Murlocs better. So grabbing some Murlocs does have some value that I could grab, like the Adapt Your Murlocs thing. I've got a lot of 3-drops already, which makes Jade Blossom awkward, but it's probably still pretty reasonable. I'm going to take Jade Blossom here. And I think you can have a reasonable shot at making Jades work in this faction. I'm going to take Violet Teacher over Razor Leaf. We do have Defender of Argus, but I don't want to go that far. Alright, these cards are all horrible. Moonfire might even be the pick, but I'm going to take Priestess of Elune. It's not that horrible. You get to restore some health. It's like a Cult Apothecary, but it costs 1 more and heals for like 2 to 4 less. And that's pretty horrible when you put it that way. Sure, let's take a Wild Growth. Take a Druid. Is Stonehill Defender good in Druid? I'm not even sure. What's awkward is it can't get Druid of the Claw, and it can't get Ancient of War. So both of those things are kind of awkward because those are good Druid cards, but I'm still going to take it here. This card I found to be insane. Maybe Ultrasaur could just be better because Ultrasaur is the Ultra Daddy, the best thing that, I mean, you can expect to play late game to a reasonable extent, but this could just be an Ultrasaur. Or it could be like a Legend or something like that that's actually even better. We don't have too many elementals, but Starfall is good for AoE. Nesting Rock or Cult Master. I'm not going to take a Shield Master here. I've got a decent... You know what? I think we can afford to take Cult Master. Seems sweet enough. I'm going to have to reread some of these cards. Troll a minion with 6... Okay, so this guy's shit. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, add a coin to your hand. Alright, that's going to be the pick. It's also just better than Dark Speaker stats-wise. It doesn't have haste. But other than that, it's good. I wonder if this does some weird things with, like, damage. It probably doesn't. Like, if you have, like, a 2/6 that's got 4 points of damage on it, it probably just turns into a 2/2 with no damage. Get some coins. Alright, Starfire, because we're not going to be holding a dragon. I'll take another Forager, Lord of the Arena, or Infested Tauren. Well, it looks like our 4-drops could use some work. I've not seen this guy yet. That's pretty cool. So he's a Shield Master, worst case scenario, but he can also turn into beefed up Jungle Panther for 1 more mana. So solid stat line either way with the Shell Shifter. Or just Bomb Squad, kill anything. I think Shell Shifter's pretty decent. I kind of want to try this. Evolving Spores, adapt your minions. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to take another Forager. I think this card's just fantastic. Don't want a Rager. Don't really want a Glacial Shard either. I guess I will take a Glacial Shard. It's decent against Rogue, I suppose. And it's obviously good against the classes that don't have a hero power like Priest, Warrior, Hunter, and Shaman. Sure, I'm just not going to be able to do anything with a Rager. This guy's kind of funny. I'm just going to go for Profit. I like getting some profit. Chillwind Yeti, still a solid pickup. And I'll take a Grizzly. I think we can make that work. Alright. This deck doesn't have super high top end, and it also has Mana Ramp. We've got 1 Mana Blossoms, 1 Wild Growth. So, might be a little bit heavy on the top of the curve here, but We'll see.
Malfurion versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! I must protect the wild.
Well, Gluttonous Ooze is obviously really good here. It's a reasonable curve, but we're on the play. So I think I just want to ship, try to find 2-drops. Our deck actually just in general has a pretty reasonable curve. So, yeah, just trying to find some 2-drops. There's a chance we could have even mulliganed Gluttonous Ooze based off what we wound up finding. If we Hero Power turn 2, it's not the best thing, but it's not the worst thing. Maybe we can Hero Power and then combine with Harvest Golem. We'll be able to finish something off. Alright. Well, right. We only would have been Hero Powering a 1-drop anyways. They would have had to, like, coin out a 2-3. Excuse me. Coin out a 2-3. Alright, well, no turn 2 play from them means that... there's our Forager. Alright. We're going to play our Harvest Golem. That's pretty good Cult Master bait. And Yeti's also pretty good at just taking over the battlefield here. Coin weapon. Alright. We'll just Yeti up. Nothing to see here.
You on the list?
This is kind of an awkward one now because we're pretty much forced into... Well, I don't know. Actually, we're not forced into Hero Powering this. I think what we do is we just eat this with our Yeti. Then we eat the 2-2. And then we just dump our hand. Alright, let's see what we can forage for first.
My favorite.
Deathwing, sure. I don't have any dragons, but it's a 10 mana 12/12. Alright, and then let's just dump our hand. So now if my opponent trades this for Yeti, obviously we've gotten fine value. If they attack our face, we just clear off our Hive Empress, or our Emerald Hive Queen, rather, and slam down the Cult Master, draw some cards. So we're good on cards, good on tempo. And I am streaming, right? Cool. I think I'm going to go run and grab a cough drop and put this drink away because it's making me cough. It's making my cough drop. What did I miss? What did I miss? Did he attack my Murloc? No, okay. He slammed, killed my Yeti, and attacked my face. So I'd have to trade my whole team now. Or I can smash with the Hive Empress first. I lose a card, but then I get to Hero Power, so I save a card on board. So I think this winds up being a little bit better for us.
For the wild.
Sweet Bog Creeper to back up the Cult Master. So my opponent's either going to have to weapon this, in which case we get to play the Gelatinous Ooze, or they are going to just play a creature onto the board, in which case then we get to Bog Creeper and kind of gum up the board here a little bit. Plus 3 health, 5-8. Still no match for a Bog Creeper. What else could we do? We could Addled Grizzly and then just, like, give taunt to just the Rockpool Hunter. That does not seem as good as just playing this out. This is a pretty big monster. I'm going to go ahead and trade this in as well, just in case my opponent decides to, like, slam this to deny some card draw. I should have attacked with that first, just to see what other options that gave us, but...
Back to work.
Execute, looks like. Yes, sir. Alright, it still gives us another card, which is pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then an adapt. I think they would try to go for poisonous there, so they obviously didn't get it. This guy can't gain charge, he can just gain stealth, but it's going to let me set up more taunters. So this seems great. Like, I think I just go Taunter, Taunter, and obviously my opponent can eat them, but I'm going to be drawing free cards from these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so what I think I do, I'm going to freeze this, right? So do I want to play Addled Grizzly? I think I might just want to do that. So let's go Grizzly. Freeze my opponent's dinosaur. And then
The jungle provides.
make a big Shield Master. That's bigger than a Shield Master at that point. That's a Druid of the Claw. And a Beast to boot.
Behold the might of Storm.
Alright, Stormwind Champion means he can trade both of his guys into my thing. This still seems pretty freaking good to me. Alrighty. So, Jade Blossom we can use with the Violet Teacher. That makes that reasonable. I want a Defender of Argus here, I believe, in some capacity. I do need to break through this before I can even touch the champion. So, if I Defender both of these two creatures, we can kill the Ornery Direhorn. But I could also just Defender of Argus like a Forager and this and protect the Addled Grizzly as well. At that point I'm getting so much value. We'll see what 5-drop I can get. Ooh, an Eldritch Horror? Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna... Well, first let's discover a taunt, I guess. Yeah.
Time waits for no one.
For Argus.
I'm gonna, like, deck myself this game, but that's also just not gonna happen because my cards are gonna be so big here. So Defender of Argus can finish this guy off after it clears any of my taunts other than this. Still have the Ooze from the opening hand for the weapon, and the Priestess of Elune from the opening hand as well. Okay, Taunts plus Stormwind does potentially rival my Taunts plus Addled Grizzly plan here. It's going to be tough to deal with that Stormwind. I could try to draw Starfall. Oh, I'm going to get so many cards here, too. There's also Starfire. What do I get if I can deal 2 damage to all of his minions? My hand's also full, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I gotta start playing cards and have them not die soon. What can I kill here, also? I can just trade off Cult Master here.
What to do?
I think I've got more than enough cards to win the game.
Who's next?
Time waits for no one.
You know what? I should have done this first. That's not bad. 9. Okay. It's It's a little bit tricky. My opponent's playing some big-ass monsters here. Like, it's not unreasonable if I didn't play this for them to just, like, kill this, attack me, and then have 4 points of burst. But they're going to go for a brawl. Well, they're favored to win this brawl. But, oh no, they are going to win it. And they're going to win it with a creature that is not yet attacked. So yeah, kind of have to watch my life points here. If my opponent has 4 points of burst, they could win this. This seems like a pretty solid play, right? Violet Teacher Starfall. Blood Knight. Alright, Blood Knight's a pretty good techie draw, too. I feel like that's going to stop whatever shenanigans my opponent can come up with. I've got a full hand, though. That's got to be so good. Can't be targeted by hero powers. Don't mind that one. And taunt. Alright, that one's a little bit annoying. Okay. Kind of want to just adapt my minions, but I need to not die. Guess I could Forager and get a taunt. If I Feral Rage plus Hero Power, I can eat the Ravaging Ghoul with the Teacher. That's 5 mana. What am I going to do with my other 5 mana? So that's going to make me pretty low. I'm going to play a Forager with my other 5 mana.
My favorite.
Do I have an Elemental I can play? Unlikely. Alright.
I wait for no one. For the wild.
Alrighty. Life total's pretty low here. Die to any weapon, any charge creature, any amount of burst damage from my opponent will kill me. But after that, I get to play a 5/5 taunt, and I've got 6 turns to win. That's quite the monster. Upgrade to kill the teacher. Okay. So I could try to give my entire team taunt here. That seems a little bit risky. I think I'm just going to go ahead. Well, look at this. Okay, maybe that's the best play then. What can I do with this? 5 damage, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finish off this. Okay, that'll let me clear the board. And at that point, I can start shape-shifting to Outrace Heavy Axe. If that's the play, then let's roll the Adapt and see what we can get. +1/+1 is going to help us out a lot. So now we can go 5 to a minion, finish off, positive battle, smack their face. Their weapon can clear my 3/1, but then after that we've definitely stabilized. I'm going to play the Taunter as soon as I can. Though I also have Priest of Elune. Ooh, alright, going to play a Blood Knight. Alrighty, yeah, so here we Blood Knight, clear their minion. No, let's play a Taunter. And play a 4/4. Looks like all these cards we discovered were not too big of a deal. We didn't really wind up using them. Alright, another big monster for my opponent. Right now, my Blood Knight can eat it. Needs to give it +1/+1, or... +1/+1's like the best one they can give it here, really. Yep. Volcanic Might. Huh. I think this is the best play. I'm going to go in and turn these game sounds down a little bit.
It's time for a lot of blood.
Alright, that's a little bit awkward, but once we throw out the gastropod, now we like almost have lethal, and we can clear whatever they make next turn. And we've got 2 taunters to play around. I do want to start hero powering or play this Priest of Elune, because that'll keep my opponent off some potential draws here too. But haven't been super. I kind of forgot that this killed a weapon and that my opponent played a weapon and that I would gain armor for this. There may have been a turn where I could have gluttonous oozed. So apologies if that's the case. But my opponent will be dead in no time anyways. Pretty close to lethal with that turn, but was 1 off. Unless I'm missing something. No, I don't think I was. Alright, that was quite the exciting first game. Get down to almost lethal, and my opponent Mortal strikes me the turn after I gained my life there. The Mortal Strike dealt more damage because I just put my opponent low. But yeah, I'm glad I at least played the Priest of Elune. And picked it up, right? That was like the big thing that I was scared of, because I was sitting right there at 4 life points. And I had all these taunters, but I was like, my opponent can kind of just Mortal Strike my face. That was a sweet game. We drew a ton of cards. Cult Master is still really good. On the play, turn 1 Wild Growth, turn 2 Jade Blossom. I'm going to ship Defender of Argus, and we're going to look for a sick 5-drop. Alright, Starfire to stabilize. This seems sweet. Yeah, I'm definitely just coining out Wild Growth here, and then playing a Jade Blossom on my turn 2. Pretty much before my opponent... Oh, I don't get to coin out Wild Blossom. What am I thinking? Or coin out Wild Growth. I just combined the 2 card names. Unless my opponent plays an X1 creature here. No, Firefly, I'm going to Wild Growth. You going to coin out your other Firefly, Pegs? I don't believe that you should. I drop my phone here.
I wonder.
Alrighty. Yeah, let's just Wild Growth. Okay, well I guess that's why they were considering coining out the Firefly. But, I mean, it is just a 2-mana 2/2. You're allowed to do that play. Just get more mana. Opponents played some reasonable setup creatures here. I don't really even want to go like Grizzly Gastropod, but I'm not sure what other choices I'm left with. If I do that, my opponent's going to trade their board plus hero power from my board, but that's pretty decent tempo. At that point, next turn, I'm playing Prophet plus Ooze. Maybe I could just play Grizzly plus Ooze here, get a 4/4 and a 2/2. Yeah, let's just do that, and we'll save onto our Gastropod. It's going to be a while before we can have this Grizzly gain some value. We need to draw, like, Starfall. Hope I don't run out of cards here. That is kind of the awkward part about having 2 ramp spells. Alright, Frostbolt, Hero Power, trade in the Dinosaur. My opponent's left with 2 1/2 creatures. It's really not a huge deal. Though Mage is insanely strong, so that part of it's awkward. Sure. I could wait and try to make some Starfall stuff happen. I think we're going to have a better Starfall target later. Like, these 1/2s aren't really a huge deal. And I think we're just going to have a better target later. 4 mana for Fireball. Okay. Well, if I draw nothing here, that's going to be pretty awkward. I'm going to wish I Hero Powered this last turn. That's pretty much drawing nothing. I'm going to continue to Hero Power face. There's just so many spells that they can have that punish us for Hero Powering here. Like, we Hero Power here, and then they just trade the Firefly plus a Fireball into us anyways. Stranglehorn Tiger's pretty good. This would have punished us for Hero Powering into this. So, yeah. Probably want to Hero Power this guy, though. Yeah, let's Hero Power this. And I'm just going to eat this. He's going to have 1 health left. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to my hand here. Pretty awkward, but 3 removal spells. No Violet Teacher. What you going to do? Awkwardly, I can't use Hero Power and Feral Rage in the same turn. So what could I do? I could Starfall plus Hero Power this. It's pretty reasonable Starfall value. And still allows me to play the Forager. Guess I can lead with Forager first, just see what happens here.
My favorite.
Huh. Yeah, I'd kind of like that to happen. I might use Starfire and hang on to Starfall still. It's going to give me more options and is a mana efficient play regardless here. So, Forager into Frostcaller, not a huge lineup. Oh, hello, Bacon Poet, good evening. Didn't see you over there in chat. So they're going to freeze me and add another elemental to their hand. This is probably an elemental too, right? Oh, it's not. It's a mage, I guess, of some sort. Then they're going to play their flame elemental. My life total is a little bit low. Also, my opponent's not playing anything. But I think I'm okay. Yeah, I'm just going to run out my dudes. If they clear the Burgle bot, they clear the Burgle bot. Cool, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure how long I had your comment sitting over there. I'm pretty sure my opponent has to clear the Burgle bot. They had 3 spells that they didn't play last turn. They also just Flame Geysered my face because they had nothing better to do. Alright, well this is insane. I suppose I'm going to Starfall plus Hero Power this. Yeah.
Can't do that. For the wild.
Guess I could have Feral Rage plus Hero Power and then save the Starfall. That probably would have been better. Alrighty. I would say no. Feel like I put most of my time into Soulforge when I started streaming, and I either wish I started streaming Soulforge earlier or just never did it. There's maybe a better way to do that. I maybe should have attacked into it and then hero powered it down and then played Defender of Argus so that I'd have a 3-2 that didn't die to hero power. My opponent's going to trade all their cards into Violet Teacher and then hero power this. We're like kind of at parity here, but they're obviously up cards on us. I think I'm going to do a Soulforge stream on Monday, potentially. I'm not sure. I haven't totally figured out exactly what I want to do with that. That's pretty reasonable, too. And then hero power off the Harvest Golem. Adapt my minions, eh? Huh. Alright. Let's just do this. I don't actually think I'm still dead here yet. I die in what? 3 turns. I mean, obviously my opponent's going to get to play these cards eventually, but the reason that I am just dead, yeah, my opponent's just been hanging on to, like, huge things this whole time. So I need to play some tokens and then give them poisonous. Nope. I can give this guy taunt. That still won't do anything. I'll give him +3 attack. And I'll end the game on my terms. Alright, 1-1. Had to play against a mage. Never lucky. Mage is always a tough one. And we drew a hand that drew a hand that was all removal spells, which was pretty awkward. Yeah, I think some new players are coming in from the GGG guys, Chris Wilson and the other guy that kind of got brought in. Sam's a solid curve. The Addled Grizzly isn't exactly what I want on 3, but if my opponent has a slow hand, it'll be pretty punishing. So I'll just keep it just for solid curve aspects. It's not a horrible draw either. It would have been a better 3-drop if I had it in my opener, but still good here. Ooh, another Forager. Might just play another Forager on 2.
My favorite.
Alright, and a 10-mana 10-10. Yeah, so like now we can theoretically answer whatever they play this turn. Alright, they're going to coin something out, so we won't be able to answer it. Yeah, so that keeps us off of Addled Grizzly. If that's the case, let's just go Forager. That also means that they're not going to have a great 3-drop this next turn, if that's what they wind up playing. I actually like getting stuff like this off of my Forager. This is obviously much better than just Magma Rager straight up. But, yeah, to just get, like, 3-drops and cheap creatures that are a little bit strange, it's actually pretty good. That's fine. If they're going to Lightning Storm us, they're going to Lightning Storm us.
Pay attention, class.
This is a positive battle. Next turn, I get to go Grizzly plus Prophet at a 5/5. Oh, God, and they were, what do you call it, overloaded. So they didn't even get to do shit this turn. Taunt Totem's pretty unlucky, though.
Instruction begins.
At this point, next turn, I'm just going to go Forager Evolving Spores. Yeah, it's hard. Like, Soulforge is still a sweet game, and if you're discovering it right now, then it's all a brand new game, and it can be a lot of fun. Alright, they're going to kill off my teacher. But if you've been playing it for a little bit, oh, that's pretty good. And a board to boot. Not bad, not bad. Alright, well this does leave a decent opportunity for my Grizzly. I'm going to hope my opponent's out of AoE. freeze them so they can't play a weapon this turn as well. And then next turn, the plan is Evolving Spores. Yeah, still a sweet game. Sorry, just answering a text message here. Oh, that's a big monster. I can Starfall plus trade in a 3/2 and then Wild Growth. Sure. Don't see any better play. My opponent's also going to be overloaded a little bit here, so this is pretty reasonable. How many mana crystals does that overload? 3. So they only get to play a 4-drop here. We're going to be able to clear that for sure. Playing Hive Empress keeps us off of... What did they do? I wasn't even looking. Title Surge, 4 health to your hero. Okay. Hive Empress keeps us off of Faceless Behemoth next turn, which is part of the reason that I even ramped. But this is still fine. Especially because we've got 4 guys, so I kind of just want to adapt my minions soon anyways. Wind Fury, we just win. Wind Fury, more like Wind Fury, am I right? +3 attack, we probably just win as well. And even +1/+1, that gives us... +1/+1 is lethal right now. +1/+1 is no longer lethal. So this is 11. If we get Wind Fury, we win. Or I could just play a Bog Creeper to trade with Giant Wasp. Now let's go for Wind Fury. Well played. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I had to watch out for the raid damage here. Because my opponent got the Hive Empress.
Malfurion versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! I must protect the wild.
Definitely want Nerubian Prophet on the opener here. Blood Knight seems like... Well, I'm going to have Nerubian Prophet as a 3-drop if I want it. So if I wait, I could play like 2 4-drops on the following turn. Or I could just play the Bully. Oh no, this curve's reasonable. I think I'm going to get rid of Blood Knight, just look for way to destroy weapons and some potential tech cards. I'm going to keep the solid curve of a 2-drop and a 3-drop, but let's look for some more tech options, yeah, and Cult Master. Cult Master was actually like one of the cards that I'm digging for because it's good to draw it early. It's good late as well, but winds up being a pretty good early game card just because you have minions in the early game and the late game. Can't always guarantee that you'll have them still. Gastropod, not bad with Cult Master. It's going to give us another free draw as a taunt minion. Tar Creeper's a little bit annoying. Could just Gastropod it. Okay. Give this a shot. Silence? No, 2 damage. Ugh. Now suddenly I feel super far behind. Kinda out of nowhere. This is just such a weird card to try to attack into. I really do like the creepers. It is a very cool mechanic. They're going to eat this next turn. Alright, let's go like this. So on my opponent's next turn, they're probably just going to eat this. I want to be able to profit, eat the Tar Creeper, and then Hero Power and finish off the Phoenix. Yeah, alright, weapon. They're gonna just completely clear my board. That's pretty crazy. They're gonna lose a lot of life points to do this, but yeah, still a pretty nasty play. And I really don't have any other options other than just oozing this. Then I guess I just gain a life point? Not sure. Yeah, they're just going to trade into this to play Priest of Elune.
Do you need a blessing?
Kind of need to clear the Gadgeteer. Gives +2/+2 to a random card in the hand. I think I might just clear the Gadgeteer here. Not sure, but how can they deal with Priest of Elune? Alright, I'm going to go Priest of Elune here. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to Starfall or Starfire here. Because you really can't have this guy sit around for too long here. Alright, well I get to positive battle here. So that's reasonable, but then my opponent's going to be able to use Young Priestess to finish this off. Need to kill this. Just absolutely need to. Positive battle. Alright, if my opponent trades Nesting Rock into the Priest of Elune, then I can Starfall. Alright, they got the trigger here, right? Yeah. So now we're looking at Starfall, 2 to everything. It'll clear off both of these. I'm going to take 8. And I'm going to discover another defender for next turn. Primordial Drake is probably got to be the best. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Huh, well, does that change anything? Primordial Drake means now that I have the answer to this. I just have to find an answer to this. So do I start trying to kill this guy?
Time waits for no one.
Beetle berries, my favorite.
I should have just used the hero power. Sorry, I was deep in thought there, trying to figure out what we were going to do. Yeah, pretty sure that plays pretty clear. Alright, they're going to use a Fire Plume Phoenix, but that's another thing for The Drake to kill, that's another thing for the Drake to kill. That's pretty good. Alright, so we will get to clear the Hive Empress with this Drake. We're going to be pretty low here. Oh, please don't trigger here. Alright, thank you. Yeah, so we're pretty low, but our opponent still doesn't have us. Discover a taunt minion. It's not great. The plan is, though, once we get this out of the way, Charged Devilsaur can come in and clean up something else. Stolen goods. Well, that's another thing for the Devilsaur to potentially be able to clear. Alright, that's gone. My opponent doesn't have that. Alright, I'd love a 2-drop or a 3-drop here. I guess that is a 2-drop, but yeah, we're dead on board right now. So, need to clear the field. Alright, let's just lead with this. Oh, that makes 3 dudes? Oh, then we're still dead. I thought this made 2 dudes. Oh, even if it only made 2 dudes, we were still dead.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Yeah. Yeah, the Forager is a really good 2-drop. That card's sweet. I don't know, there was definitely a way to win this game. But it was really close. What made us so far behind? I don't even remember. Oh, just the Tar Creeper, I guess. I'm not sure. Felt like somehow we got super far behind, though, that game.
Malfurion versus Medivh!
Let the games begin. I must protect the wild.
Glacial Shard is horrible. Blood Knight's okay. I'm gonna ship everything but the Blood Knight, I guess. Alright, got a Forager. Gluttonous Ooze isn't gonna do anything for us, but Gluttonous Ooze means that we can hang on to the Blood Knight, so I guess that's actually kind of cool. Alrighty. If I go 2-3, the dream is pretty much dead. Even 1-2-3 run means that you can't really get top 100. I mean, you'd have to get a lot of good runs after that. And I try to play more consistent rather than... I mean, I get 12 win runs and stuff occasionally. But it's much more likely that I grind out top 100 by a bunch of, like, 8 win runs and never losing. I'm pretty sure that's how you have to get there. Alright, next turn I've got Starfall, clear your board. Just play this, not let anything too crazy happen. My opponent might just trade their 2-1 into my Forager and then Mirror Image. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think 2-1 into Forager is the play. Oh, they're going to trade for the Ooze as well? That I don't love. Yeah, because now that means essentially I've got to also hero power this, but he's going to get to hit me for 9 on my next turn if I just clear his board. Let's just go Violet Teacher first.
They'll never know what hit 'em.
Alrighty, so... Yeah, I can Starfall and then just trade into the Ghoul. I don't have hero power. What else could I do? Could just Druid of the Claw. Which point the Ghoul will trade into Druid of the Claw. I have the means to deal with my opponent's board next turn, but I just don't want to put myself too far behind. We have a win condition already. Just need to not die.
Wanna blow something up?
Alright, they are going to trade off for the Ghoul. Oh, but the Bomb Lobber hit this. Oh, I'm dead. Shoot! That was so close. I had the stabilization next turn, but I just took way too much damage. Alright, well, the dream is dead. Snooky Snook killed me. I am no longer going to be top 100 drafters this month. And I just don't play enough to balance that out. Like... I'd effectively turned, like... My win record is probably, like, 5 wins now. Or my average is probably, like, 5 wins. Because you say... So I think I've done 7 drafts. This being my 8th. And I think I've got 2, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and a 7. So, yeah, it pretty much... It's like 5.75 or something at this point. Maybe that's not that bad. Maybe you can get it up. I guess if we get a 12-win run, it kind of does balance out, right? All right, let's get a 12-win run then. I had bad class choices. Here we go. Now I can get a rogue. And we can actually win one. This is fine. I don't know how good Discover a Death Rattle card is. Discover a card from your opponent's class. Discover is pretty good. Maybe I should just be taking anything with the word Discover on it. It also sets up combo. That card seems good. I probably should have taken the Discover a class card as well. Deadly Fork and Eviscerate are both really strong. I'm curious which one of these they rank higher. It could just be Fork, actually. Yeah, Fork seems really good. Red Mana Worm seems solid. It's good damage push late game. I don't think you want a bunch of Forks. Like, you definitely want more Eviscerates than you want Forks. But the card seems like a pretty solid card. Cold Blood, Wind Fury... Let's take the Wind Fury card first. This could gain you a lot of life, Violet Illusionist and Rogue. Alright, I'll take Violet Illusionist. Oh, this is kind of a cool combo with Violet Illusionist as well, Bomb Squad. Mimic Pod's not bad either. I don't use, like, tier lists and stuff. You definitely can, but I like to try to figure it out on my own, and I feel like I've got a reasonable enough understanding of Hearthstone that I can probably figure it all out. Don't want Sprint, it's just way too expensive. We actually have a lot of big endgame stuff already, too. Take Twisted Worgen. Fire Plume is pretty good. Dark Iron Dwarf I like a lot. Sap is kind of insane tempo. Envenom Weapon is really good. Probably better than Backroom Bouncer. Envenom alongside Violet Illusionist seems insane. I got 2 Wind Fury guys, so I also have 1 Dark Iron Dwarf, but In Cold Blood's going to be really solid. Give a stealth minion +2/+2. I already have 2 stealth minions. That's kind of cool. Maybe we can make that work. End of your turn, restore 1 health to your hero. That seems better than Priestess of Elune. Pretty close, though. Toxic Sewer Ooze to remove 1 durability. Battle Cry to gain 1 attack. Or Deadly Poison to gain 2 attack. I'm going to go for the Pirate here. Is Journey Below good? Does anybody know the numbers on Journey Below? This is fine, right? It's a 4-mana 4/4. I'm going to try Shadow Sensei, and I'll pick up any other stealth cards I see for sure. Oh, this is a good death rattle that you can discover. This card's pretty cool. But, yeah, maybe I should just be taking the death rattle. Ooh, I can give a friendly minion stealth until my next turn. That's a pretty loose combo, but I'm going to try it. 8 mana, give something stealth and +2/+2. Seems sweet. I can play a lot of 4-mana 4/4s. I don't know. There's definitely diminishing returns on how many 4-mana 4/4s you can play. Let's just spread out the curve, get some earlier cards here. Shiv seems fine. Like I said, we've got a lot of 4-drops already. Stormwatcher? Like, I could go turn 7 Stormwatcher and then turn 8 give it stealth and +2/+2. I'll just take a South Sea deckhand. Let's just play it safe. Patient Assassin. The other cards are kind of traps in Arena.
Valir versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Watch your back.
Alrighty, so Friendly Bartender. We are on the play. I'm going to get rid of the Shiv. That's more of a late game card. Dark Iron Dwarf I do like, though, so I'll hang on to that one.
Job's done.
Easy enough. Job's done. And what do we got here? Alright, random mage spell. We can actually get decent tempo by either our weapon or with a 2-drop. We play a 2-drop, they're going to hero power our guy. That's pretty solid tempo.
So many options.
That means we get to play Deadly Fork onto an open board. Wait, they already used their coin? Oh, this is a 2-drop? Oh, that makes me feel pretty good about this game. They're just not going to be able to win any tempo battles now. Yeah, they're pretty much priced into making this play here. But I think this is good. I don't know. Obviously, it's card advantage and tempo if we weapon up. But if we just do this too, like... Now we just get to smack my opponent's face every turn. And... Whoa. Alright, I guess we're at 0 wins, so maybe this is just... some weird stuff going on here. I'm actually just going to equip a weapon. Probably could have weaponed this, but doesn't even seem worth the charge. I pretty much just wanted to equip the weapon so that I could play the Naga Courser. Yeah, I figured something like that was probably coming. Yes, yeah. So the higher your win record is, the better opponents you should face throughout it. Most games do that, or should do that, and Hearthstone has the largest player base, so it can definitely afford to do so. I could have even slow rolled this guy, but I figured making my weapon a 2/2 should be pretty decent here. This is not a bad one.
This document looks legally binding.
My opponent drew a spell that costs less mana than it should. Just go here. Think about like best way to play around Meteor. It's not really a great way to do it regardless.
I wonder.
Alrighty. Hero power plus fireball. Okay. We can make something happen here. A little bit afraid of... Oh no, it was polymorph plus fire blast. And that was a real polymorph. I'm a little bit afraid to just Dark Iron Dwarf here. At the same time, giving this +4/+4 is just going to be so nasty. Alright, my opponent already has to do a lot to catch up on this board. I think I can even attack with this too. I've got this weapon, the Sharp Fork. I think I just want to start attacking my opponent's face. Then I just have to make sure this doesn't die to some random-ass spell. Freyland's Portal's a good one. Charge Devilsaur is pretty funny. Alright, let's charge Devilsaur. Yeah, we can do this. Was that found? Nope, that they had. The mage cards are just so insane. And my opponent has a lot of cards in hand. Alright, 4/9, gonna give it taunt. No, gonna freeze me out. If they go spell power plus Flame Strike, I'll be pretty upset. I don't think they're going to. I think they're gonna positive battle with my Devilsaur and then take 11. Freeze a random enemy. That's a pretty sweet one. Then Flame Strike. Freeze me. Sick. Okay. Getting the freeze on myself is still pretty good, but... no, because I'm also going to be playing 2 4/4s. Okay. My opponent has another Flame Strike. They've got another Flame Strike. So be it. Fortunately, it froze me. We do have lethal with Sharp Fork and Phoenix next turn, though. Or just any of my Shadow Senseis. But yeah, they would have to Flame Strike. Oh no, they could Flame Strike and freeze me. Ping, Flame Strike. The freeze goes to my face. If they get that, that would be so insane. But it's really not even that crazy that they do.
What to do?
Oh, they messed up the order. They still got it. Yeah. They should have pinged this first.
Effects? No. Trust me.
Mistress of Mixtures, pretty annoying. What's awkward here is I'm going to play a creature, and then they're going to gain 4 life. But if I don't play anything, they can just cast a spell on my face and continue to freeze me. So I've got to play out my hand and hope that a lethal still is able to develop here. I think they're going to trade both things into Red Mana Worm, and then they might have like a kill spell for Violet Illusionist. Wow. I'm just frost-collared out of the game. Wait, no. They go up to 8. I've got 5 points of burst. No, Flame Geyser's going to freeze my 2 remaining creatures. Wow. Damn. I'm actually close to something interesting here. I can Spellbreaker this and then give a +2 attack.
I wonder.
But I think my best bet is to Spellbreaker this. Kill Cult Master? No, let's go face. Let's go face. Alright, Spellbreaker to get rid of the freeze. My opponent only has to play 2 spells here. And they freeze my whole board again. Which is insane. Is this card good, actually? Demented Frostcaller. Putting in work. If my opponent has 2 spells, they might also just have lethal. Because I'm at 12. Alright, 3 missiles, that's lethal. That's gonna... Wow! That's gonna kill my 2 guys. Freeze my other 2 guys. All I needed to do was not get frozen for a turn. I can still potentially win if I'm able to draw 2 damage worth of burst, like Eviscerate or... No, because I took Sharp Fork over Eviscerate. Just super awkward. Oh, and they've got a secret for us, too. Another silence effect? No, they're going to trade off of it. No, they're not going to. Alright, well, another silence effect, which I don't even think I have. Give a minion stealth, still doesn't do it for us. Man, we got super close. Well played. Alright, that'll do it. That was crazy. The ultimate freeze mage in Arena. That was some pretty good tempo. Mage is so strong in Arena.
Valera versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Watch your back.
Alright, well this is a stealthed minion. What can that get us? Can get us a little bit of value. Not really even that much. Alright, let's just get rid of all this shit. It's another mage, so probably just going to lose, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, Deadly Fork's pretty good. Bartender's good, and Violet Illusionist is also pretty good too. The combo of like giving your Wasp +2/+2 isn't really what we want to be going for. There's better cards to give +2/+2. As much as I would have loved my opponent to kill my opponent with a Sharp Fork. Did not quite work out.
What to do? What to do?
They did have double Flame Strike, which was a little bit unlucky. But they were able to discover one, so... Discover kind of changes the game for Arena a little bit. The power level of an Arena deck is like much higher now that you can discover cards. At such a high frequency, too.
Drink with me, friend.
Alrighty. I'm just going to trade it off for Bartender. Hold off on my coin. Alright, there's some bombs. A little bit of justice, almost. So yeah, pretty sure we just want to finish this guy off here. My question is, do I want to play out my Patient Assassin? I think the sooner we play out this card, the better. I might actually go for the Shadow Sensei line on it now. Like, just next turn, make it a 3/3, trade my Bartender into Mad Bomber. I kind of have to keep it stealthed so that I can make it a 5/5 as well. But at that point, I'm actually gaining a reasonable amount of value, turning it into a 5/5. Opponent just has infinite flame elementals. Ooh, is that just a better card to power up? Might not be better, but it's also not worse in that, like, this turn I can just go Shadow Sensei, power up, and then next turn I can play Twisted Worgen Fork. The following turn, power that up with Shadow Sensei. And the following turn, play Stormwatcher. Let's see where this gets us.
Drink the power.
Random potion. Alright, well that's the combo. Stormwatcher, Shadow Sensei. We're kind of getting something done there.
Time to die. I taste blood.
I don't know. I don't know if I just trade off this Patient Assassin. Could just go face with it, even. The more patient this assassin is, the more value he'll get, but...
Bye.
Doesn't seem like he's getting that much value right now. And if my opponent just has like some AoE or something like that, I just lose him forever. Also. Yeah, I really just want to Master of Disguise a Stormwatcher and then Shadow Sensei it. That just seems too sweet. Meteor, okay. So here I'm pretty sure I go Sharp Fork, Violet Illusionist. Yeah.
This only works. Here we go.
Bye.
I guess I gotta start taking out my opponent's dudes. If they are just gonna attack my face, then I pretty much have to. Alright, here we go. This is a slight reprieve, and this might be enough to win us this game. Yeah, now my opponent's gonna take out the Patient Assassin with their hero power. No, they're gonna set up Blizzard? No, okay. They're gonna respect me a little bit. Thank you. So next turn, it's not even that much. It's a 6-10 Wind Fury, but 6 plus 6 plus 7. Oh god. Alright. Holy shit, Mage is annoying.
Here we go.
It's not like I can use my weapon on anything other than going face at this point. Just gonna play Mastodon, then Ultrasaur, and then get all my creatures meteored again. What are they doing here? Fireball? Nope, Freyland's Portal. But they need another... Okay, Arcane Explosion. Discover a card from your opponent's class. That seems like the only nerf to Mage possible. Fortunately, my life total is just way too low. My opponent's got 6 cards in hand after their draw for turn. But I guess it balances out because eventually I'll be able to pick Mage myself, and then I'll just get 12 wins easy. I have not been given Mage, or the choice of Mage, a single time so far in about 9 or 10 drafts that I've done. Alright, we might have stopped them. We might have stopped them.
Feeling chilly.
Ugh. These are horrible options. Yep, the Freeze Mage is back. I'm just worried about this being like a mirror image or something at this point. So, it's actually kind of okay. There we go. It's a sheep.
Here we go.
Face. Okay, so now we can try to give this a bonus. My opponent has enough to clear my Mastodon. Keep your sheep in the middle to play around Meteor. Or keep your stealth minions in the middle. What's awkward is we'll go stealth and then we'll give it +2/+2 and the stealth will be gone. Alright, sick. We're dead to Fireball? Alright. Well, we were dead in like 20 different ways to Fireball. Sure, well played, friend. Ugh. Yeah, that card will be the death of me. At the very least, we're going to be able to play 50 rogue class cards, but... yeah, my sheep is frozen. Got some frozen lamb chops.
Valera versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
Watch your back.
Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. Let's try it. Paladin has some pretty nasty cards, too. Make your guy into a 10-10. I don't know, that's pretty much it. Oh, the Stonehill Defender is insane in Paladin. Discover a minion, give it +1/+1. Yeah, I guess Discover's just insane. Of course, it wasn't that great in my position. It was just a 3-mana sheep. 4-mana sheep, actually. So they got to discover a card with Discover. I guess they did use their coin for this. That makes it fair. If they used their coin, this is fair. So I can shiv and I can attack. Oh, they're gonna freeze me. Well, that's annoying. Ice to meet you, is that what this guy says? That's pretty funny. At least that's funny. Alright, then what happens? A friendly minion dies, return it to your hand. Okay, I can deal with this. Give your weapon poisonous. It's not a bad draw either. We do have it in conjunction with Violet Illusionist, so my opponent just plays a big monster here. We can give our weapon poisonous, though they do have the guy that Ice to meet you, Glacial Shard, so they can potentially make an interesting tempo play here. So at 0-2, I should play against really shit players at this point, but obviously I'm also 0-2, so it can happen to anybody. Or I am just a really shit player.
I wonder.
Who knows? Twilight Drake. Alright, that seems like a reasonable card to envenom my weapon for.
Here we go. Look behind you.
So like I said, now they're probably going to freeze me and play another 4-drop. Point, maybe Dark Iron Dwarf can get some work? No, they're going to freeze this. Oh no, they are going to freeze me. And then play a Hydrologist. 2 more mana. They play out a Secret. Oh, that could be pretty cool. But I lose my guy. That's fine. I actually care about my weapon charge more than I care about my guy anyways. And if I didn't attack, they would be able to attack my guy and then play something big, and then I wouldn't be able to use my weapon charge to clear it. So, even if that was noble sacrifice, I was actually nobly sacrificing my Violet Illusionist. I think that was a good play for me. It's going to be my last
Your magic shall not save.
draft today. Alright, so let's start by taking this out.
Go.
Then just hope they don't have a silence for us. This game is close, but I'm pretty sure we can still pressure them by going face here. Next turn, we're going to play 2 4-drops. Turn after that, we're going to play 9-drop. Turn after that, we're going to play a 10-drop. +4/+4? No, +2/+2. Oh! 1 damage to everything. Well, that actually kind of helped them, I think. Yeah. Was a little bit awkward. Yeah, no, it probably didn't help them. It also means I get to eat their 2-drop with my weapon. Yeah, no, okay, this didn't help them. This did not help them. So we eat here. Then what do I want to do? I want to hold on to my silence to clear their taunts. So I'm going to go like this, smack face, and then give stealth to my 4/4. So not only are we only 4 points off lethal, I guess I'll use a weapon charge to clear the secondary bruiser. Yeah, I kind of have to. And I just get to play a Mastodon. This seems fine. Oh, my stealthed minion, no! Rip. Okay. Potentially could have cleared one of the Silverhand recruits in case they have equality. Can't be the target of spells or hero powers discovered by Stonehill Defender. Yep. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Your magic shall not save.
That's why we held on to the silencer, though, so that we could clear their taunt and attack their face. We even had 2 more points of burst in hand with the shivs. I forgot they were going to get a silence specifically from the Stonehill, but, I mean, it's pretty reasonable that they'd have another taunter or silenceable creature later down the line. That worked out pretty well.
Valera versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin.
Watch your...
Alright, we got a 2-3 curve. Let's ship our 7-drop because I don't know when the hell we're getting a 7. Oh, we got a 1-drop as well, South Sea Deckhand. Against Hunter, we can just run this out. They might hit it for 1 and make a 1/1. That would be pretty sweet. By that I mean like pretty punishing. They're going to coin out a creature that we can't deckhand? No, a creature that we can. Oh, and they're going to go coin for their tracking. Yeah, because this is only a 1-drop. I think I'm going to weapon this. It's tricky. I really don't have to weapon it. With the fact that I've got a Violet Illusionist in my hand, though, I'm just going to weapon up. Either way, like, if I just play the Twisted Worgen or the Friendly Bartender, either way I've got a way to deal 3 damage to their creature next turn. But I think we're comfortable enough with this aggressive of a curve on the play against a Hunter deck. Wow. Wait, what? This goes into the deck. Holy sheet. Okay. Sure.
Here we go. I can't do this.
That's a pretty lucky draw. Just immediately get the Raptor. See, what I would have done if I was my opponent, you hold on to the coin. Obviously, so like this is a clear example of having 2 losses and playing against other people that have 2 losses. Opponent's got Tricky Hunter in their name. I feel like this turn's going to work out pretty well for me too.
Here we go.
Yeah, they get some snakes.
Look behind.
Either way, if it was snakes or not snakes, we're still pretty good. Then I'll play a Friendly Tender. I'm at 29 against Hunter. That feels insane, right? There's no way that's not good. Alright, Ravasaur run. That's pretty decent. That's going to give him a few decent adapt options. +1/+1, not too scary though. They're going to Hero Power and they're going to attack face. Because that's what hunters do.
Here we go.
Definitely want to do this. To be honest, I think I want to do this as well. Our life total's just so high now. We've got an insane board presence. We've got some good cards to play on turns 7 and 8. We play Assassin and then we play the Devil Sword to clear the Taunter. Gastropod, even, not a huge deal. Could bounce it, could just let it happen. One thing I'm noticing here is that the Deadly Fork can clear some of these monsters too, but I also just have good cards to play. You know what? I think I will go ahead and get myself that weapon.
Bottoms up.
No, the Bartender's pretty good here too. So let's get the fork, clear this, give my minions taunt even.
Look behind you.
And now I pretty much just can't lose. I'm at 23. I'm immune with my weapons, and I'm going to play 2 large monsters next 2 turns. Obviously, my opponent can start playing large monsters themselves here, Savannah High Main, but they actually can't because I've got Sap too. Alright, this one's good. Dark Iron Dwarf seems kind of fantastic. Just going to hang on to this Sap for a minute. Sure, my opponent will be able to quest up. They can use questing to positive battle the Bartender. That's fine. I think the Sap is just going to give us enough value. Alright, we have the Sun Fury to kill the 2/2. They might even just do this. They've made some other questionable plays. So what I'm thinking is they'll go questing into Bartender. Alright, well, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, that really doesn't do anything. So yeah, now I'm going to... Oh wait, do we have lethal? That might give us lethal. We silence. We sap. 6+10. No, I'm 2 off. Dark Iron Dwarf kind of gives it to us, but not quite. Let's just go Devil Sword. Devil here. Sun Fury here. Weapon clear. And 11 you. So I've got 3 lethal creatures if you count Violet, Illusionist, plus Dark Iron, plus Weapon Up, or just the conjunction of these 2. Savannah High Main and Hero Power. Oh no, Raptor Patriarch. Well played.
Thanks.
No problem, friend. He's going to look at his hero power for a second and then ship it over.
Problem solved.
Boom. Problem solved. With the Silent Assassin. Or not Silent Assassin. I don't know what that card's called. I rarely play it. The 7/5 stealth. 2-2. Best we've been so far today, right? No, we went 2-3 in our previous draft. So, just need to beat that one more game, and we will be out.
Valera versus
But
Jaina.
we have to play against Jaina.
For it. Watch.
I did ask for it, I suppose. Alright, extra card. Deadly Fork seems fine. Let's get these other cards out of here. Let's keep Hallucination. Discovering a mage card could definitely be a way to win. I don't pick up that freeze guy that high, but my opponents have been doing some work with that against me. I think just for mana efficiency purposes, we can play Hallucination. We've got a Violent Teacher, and we potentially gain more information by holding on to it, but... Or not more information, but like a better read on the board. Let's take a Frostbolt. Nothing crazy. The Polymorph may have been okay too, but... Well, this is pretty reasonable for us then. My opponent's not doing anything. We've completely negated their turn 2. With our friendly bartender. Alright, that guy's pretty good, though. They're going to positive battle either of our creatures. We can go Shiv plus hero power on the Nerubian. Kind of don't want to blow my Frostbolt just yet. And what do they have? Polymorph for this. Well, that means I don't even have to use Shiv. I can just use hero power and then play a 2/3. Do I want to just coin out the Illusionist? Yeah, I think I do.
This only works.
Here we go. Already attacked.
Gains us 4 life and puts a 4/3 out on the board. I think this is reasonable. It's either that or like save the coin for Stormwatcher. But then I can't even do the ultimate combo. I can clear this guy right now, but I can also just not. Because he's not that threatening. I could play Worgen and Frostbolt this. Could even play Hunter and Frostbolt this. Oh wait, I've got Worgen Shadow Sensei. Well, what does that make me want to do? That makes me want to, like, Shiv this guy? I don't know, I can get in free damage to my opponent's face right now is kind of just what I'm looking at.
So many options.
Yeah, what if we just go like this for now? Figure out the rest in a second. Should have put my Worgen in the middle. Would have protected it against Kona Cold. Alright, so now I like Shiv, Shadow Sensei, trade. I'm going to gain 8 life back. I guess I'll hold on to my Shiv for another second. And now I get to still hang on to Shiv to try to clear a better card. And it's arguably like, yeah, it's like better tempo. Alright, a free 4/4, that's pretty good tempo. A 3/3, it remains a 3/3. If I just play this, it dies to their 4/4s. So I'm kind of priced here into not really doing what I want to do. Yeah, I guess let's just trade off with their guys. Play around some dumb shit like Flame Strike. I've got Devil Sword to clear whatever they play this next turn, and then we'll play Storm Watcher eventually. Oh, that could be really annoying. Secrets are no fun. Well, I've got even bigger monsters now. I guess I try to clear it. Alright, it's like a... Oh, it's... Ice Barrier? Oh, jeez, it's Ice Barrier. We can win this. This is a 2 losses mage. We can beat this guy. Obviously, they can Flame Strike us here, but we got some backup cards. Maybe could have Hero Powered there. Or not Hero Powered, attacked them. Even if they Flame Strike us, that doesn't seem that horrible. Okay, that's a little bit worse. But not even considerably so. Let's attack their face. Now, obviously, we're asking for it. We're asking for them to Flame Strike us, but they'd have to draw it off the top. Because there's no way they want to just run it out there last turn. Alright, Alarmabot. That seems pretty shit. They're going to trade off with both of those monsters. And then what are they going to do? Restore that guy to full health. And ping my 4/8. We don't have lethal. Do we have lethal if we draw a pirate? Do we have lethal if we draw that? No. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But we're really close. Nah.
Here we go.
Alright, what do you got for us, Alarmabot? Oh, they did get an 8/8 out. Well, it's an 8/8 that's still asleep. Not a huge deal. I think the damage to their face is just that much worth it.
You win.
Yep. That's going to leave my opponent with less outs. Just clocking them. Making sure they stay dead. Alright, 3-2. Pretty solid. Not really. Not really at all, but we'll take it.
Valera versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
Watch your back.
Alrighty, give something stealth until your next turn. Doesn't really work out, like we've said. Look for a stealth minion. I don't really even remember what's in this deck at this point.
Nothing scares me. Except the mice.
Huh. I think this is worth a coin.
Here we go.
They got our coin out of us, but luckily we're rogue, so we don't lose that much from coin hero powering. It's probably the best class. We don't even have that many other... I don't think we have any combo cards in our deck. Yeah, alright, we didn't lose any tempo from coin hero powering. We're actually in a pretty solid spot now. Quinn hero power always feels so bad, but kill a selfless hero, and then all they do is hero power on their next turn. Now I'm feeling pretty good about that play. Probably just going to hero power here. Again, I could play the Sun Fury Protector. Maybe that's better. Just feel like the hero power's going to get us value. We've got an Envenom weapon, and we've got a Fire Plume Phoenix. So just continually weaponing up and making sure our weapon has charges on it is going to give us a lot of answers for his potential play after that. And this is what he's playing this turn. Well, that's a pretty good hero power excuse again. This guy really just didn't want to play against Rogue or anything like that. Mage as well. Opponent's played 2 Murlocs so far. So we could see some Murloc action soon. Not too great in Arena. Murloc action. They're debating on playing a 1-drop, but they didn't play it last turn. They also didn't play this last turn. Which they definitely just should have.
Here we go.
We're taking a little bit of damage here, but we're getting some nasty card advantage. We also have Sap to keep the tempo train rolling. Yeah, we're getting tempo and card advantage for the cost of some damage. Obviously, my opponent is on the play, so they can get the tempo back a lot easier than we can, but...
Silvermoon shall not fall.
Okay. Few options against that. I think I'm just going to go with the Faceless Summoner option, though.
Go.
Seems solid to me. Almost just passed turn there without attacking my opponent's face. Forgot that was something I could do. Just attack my opponent's face with my creatures. Yeah, weapon charge for Divine Shield is pretty good value. Again, we're at 22, but now with this Twilight Summoner, I'm feeling pretty solid as well. I can dagger up and then Envenom weapon. Can also just play Red Mana Worm. And I can silence. As long as my opponent doesn't silence this. If they silence this, maybe we're in a bit of trouble. But short of that, we're pretty good. Alright. It's a pretty big monster. Let's kill it.
Here we go. Already attacked.
And then get a 5/5. Feels like we're just killing them here pretty bad. Weapon for whatever they play. And then 5/5.
Follow the rule.
Aldur, Giant Wasp. Giant Wasp is actually kind of killer. Giant Wasp makes me want to play like Sun Fury Protector kind of play. Just like Bomb Squad too.
Options.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Bomb Squad here. Bomb-a-clack! Divine Favor. Oh, that's brutal. I draw 3 cards. Okay, now it all is making some sense. My opponent was baiting me. Discover a minion, give it +1/+1. That's not bad either. But, okay, now tempo-wise, we're winning. Go for a Reinforce. Are they going to use their Wasp to clear this? They are. That's pretty reasonable. Alright, yeah, let's use this. Alright, so this clears here. This positive battle's here. And then I'll play my worm. My wormy. Next turn I can go Spellbreaker plus Fire Plume. I think it's gonna be some like Sap plus Fire Plume plus Taunt. Obviously depends a lot on what they play.
I wonder.
But we only have to survive one more turn and then we can Giant Mastodon. Kind of want to sap just so that my red mana worm gets bigger. Well, that's a lot of mana for this play.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, if that's what they came up with, that's really tempting. Sap is just so good against this card, though.
So many.
Alright, let's go for the Sap play. We go Sap. We go Phoenix. We go Sun Fury. We attack my opponent for 6. Next turn, we've got a Weapon Charge. We get to attack my opponent for 11. And then we get to develop a Mastodon.
Back to your homes.
Steward, Reinforce, and what's the last card? Adapt your Silverhand Recruits. Alright, that's not bad. Poisonous. Oh, that's pretty nasty. So I would have to trade all 3 of my guys into that. Or I could just silence it. Alright, I think we're going to silence it. See what Hallucination can give us. Oh, Hallucination also gave us that. That's pretty sick. Ragnaros, also pretty nasty. Wow, these are both really solid legends. I don't see how I lose if we take Ragnaros, though. But both of these monsters are great to Don Show. I'll just take Rag.
Your magic shall not save you.
Here we get you soon. I got this.
Alright, and we're pretty close to having lethal here. 11 life points from our opponent. Their 8/8 isn't going to save them unless they can also give it Taunt. Even still. Ooh, discover a spell and cast it with random targets. That's kind of sweet. That's not going to save them. That is sweet, though. A bunch of Divine Shield Silverhand recruits. Well played, friend. And then they're just going to make another Silverhand recruit. We are then, of course, just going to attack them in the face, and the game is over. I guess all we needed was the Spellbreaker. Though we didn't really even need to play the Spellbreaker. If that was what my opponent's play wound up being on their turn, I mean, they could have discovered anything. So it was just random there. But we could have just played the Taunter, and our opponent couldn't win there either. So what does that make us? 3-2? Three twos, or 4-2. Okay, 4-2's a little bit better. But we have to play against another mage. Blarg. Okay. Well, here's our stealthed minion. Let's get rid of this and probably this too. I think I just want some more cheap cards, though I do have hero power. Alright, we'll keep this. Both of these cards are just so good on turn 4 that hanging on to them isn't bad. And like I could go... My thought was
pleasure is mine.
This is a hand that can pretty easily, like pretty respectably go turn 2 Dagger, turn 3 Fire Plume, turn 4 Dark Iron Dwarf, and you're being able to answer mostly whatever your opponents are playing here. Alrighty. Do I want to weapon up? I think so. If I weapon up, I can play Violet Illusionist next turn too. So we can actually just attack this. Next turn play Illusionist, finish it off. Taking 2 extra points of damage doing that, but... This card's pretty solid. I guess it's about the same power level as like... Harvest Golem, but definitely better with the various synergies available. Just thinking about what we could potentially do. So we could silence this and then just weapon this, which I don't hate. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that now, but do I care about these 1-2 elementals? I don't really care about the 1-2 elementals.
Here we go.
Let's just do this. We get to hang on to our coin for another minute here. My opponent is pretty likely to just trade into my Illusionist and then Hero Power it, but then they only have 2 more mana for whatever other play they can muster up, which might just be dumping some elementals onto the board. Which I have no problem with. Alright, Flame Geyser plus Hero Power. Makes sense. That point... Yeah, at that point we're going to Spellbreak it. Just about the best on curve. It does mean they can finish this off with a Hero Power again. But... this at least stops some of the elemental shenanigans. My opponent, if they drafted, like, actual elementals, they can definitely do it here. Play an elemental this turn, and then next turn they can play the 6-mana 6/6. Giant Wasp is pretty good at scaring off my Grook Fu Master. I guess 2 can play at this game. Stealth versus stealth. I do have the combo here of give a stealth minion +2/+2. It's obviously a horrible card to trade my Patient Assassin into, but my opponent doesn't seem to want to give me many good options. Wait, what am I doing?
Here we go.
I think I might just play out Sun Fury Protector.
Shields up.
Sun Fury Protector just seems good against the monsters that my opponent could be playing here in the future. They've got a lot of Flame Elementals. This is a 2/3, so it could theoretically just eat up all of them, whereas my Hero Power is not great against these Elementals here. Kind of playing around Meteor or something like that a little bit. Is my assassin being patient enough? That's the question here.
I got this.
think I'm just going to play this as a 4/4.
You call that a whip?
This is just going to clear this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Here we go. I'll choose soon.
Alright, I'll hold for a little bit longer. Though, you know what? Maybe I should have, because if I clear the Fire Plume Phoenix... Oh god, that's super punishing. I really just have to get this Giant Wasp off the board before I can play my other monsters.
Well played.
They have lethal? Double fireball? No. Okay, okay. I thought they had lethal against me. I got pretty scared. Alright, they just got some fireflies. Holy shit, do they have some flame elementals. Wow.
Incredible.
So how much is this? This is actually a pretty good combo. Flesh-eating ghoul plus all these fireflies. Alright, let's just play this. Just kind of don't want to die. Though I think I might. What's really cool about this is they can just trade all the fire elementals into whatever I play and then finish it off with the... Or finish me off with the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Add a Flame Geyser. So that's 2 damage plus summon an elemental. I'm pretty sure my opponent is just killing this here. Smack and then hero power or something.
Just act natural.
Silence a death rattle minion. Okay, okay. We're good, we're good. Huh. This is pretty close. My opponent only needs 3 points of burst to finish me off. I'm not going to be able to clear the board here. I could shiv and look for something. Realistically, I think I just do this. See what comes of it. Maybe they positive battle here. It's like the best thing I can hope for. I'm only going to be able to Shadow Sensei the Twisted Worgen here. And I'm probably just going to die. Got 4 cards in hand. Oh yeah, they have hero power plus the flame elemental thing. Well played. Flame Geyser. You're... Sure, Kabbalist Tome. Why not? Yeah, we knew they had lethal, actually. I just forgot. Alright, 4-2. I feel like I also play a lot worse on stream, but, also, I'm just bad. So there we go. That's all I got in me for today. I will be back tomorrow, probably with some Eternal. Still cheaper than just opening up a pack, right? It's from the Tavern Brawl. I played it off stream.
Golden common.
Golden! Golden commons are still sweet. Now I'll have all my Feln Creepers be gold in Arena. What was the rare even in that pack? I didn't even see it. All those cards were bad. Meh. This pack's pretty mediocre. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, one of my friends opened up Unite the Murlocs. That's cool. If you enjoyed the stream, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/NoLuxGiven if you're watching on YouTube. Also, if you're watching live on Twitch, feel free to check out my YouTube channel below. That's it. Have a good one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.